We're not going to talk about Too Many Cooks, but another viral, shortish film. 30 minutes is still technically short.
One that I like a lot better.
Kung Fury. This was kickstarted. It was I believe it was a Swedish film company that did this. Directed by and written by David Sandberg, who also starred in it. And it takes place in Miami, 1985. And he's a martial artist, and he's trying to take out Hitler going back in time. And I cannot do it justice by the short synopsis.
No, there's no short synopsis.
You have to watch it. It's basically a homage to 80s action movies,
which we just talked about. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's references to, little subtle things like the arcade machine, kind of transforming like the RoboCop whatever, the big one. Just the fact that, just the way he acts, like, around the women, the cars.
His voice, he talks like this. He's all gruff. He's all too serious.
The neon mixed with the grit is very much an aesthetic that I like, neon. And that's so 80s. But the neon lights mixed with the gritty subculture. You've got all the guys walking around with the boom boxes, but they're toting Uzis as well. And it's not like they're protecting anything. They're just dudes walking around the city with boom boxes and Uzis.
It's very over the top. It's over the top within the first about 20 seconds. A cop pulls up to three guys carrying automatic weapons and say, "Hey, you got a permit for those?" Yeah. And he goes, "I got your permit right here." And he flip kicks with his board the police car up in the air, and they shoot it and explode. You're like, okay, this is something way out there.
Right.
This is way over the top. So they get the sensibilities right for the first part. I mean, they even have the little introduction like Miami Vice, after the prologue where he takes on the robot arcade machine. And then they do. I lost it for the intro, and I especially lost it when they did the segue. The second time they showed the dolphin on its flippers going backwards and forward. I lost it. I don't know where they found this stock footage from, or if they just watched old Miami Vice episodes. They might have just pulled it from that, or something. But it was so. Some of this was so on point that it wasn't like trying to be 80s. It was 80s. It got it that on the mark. Especially the soundtrack is incredible.
Yes.
Like the soundtrack is actually like. It's actually really good.
Okay.
Besides being totally 80s, like synthesizers up the wazoo. It's almost totally synthesized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something I would listen to on my own. I forgot what I was going to say. Keep going.
So yeah, he's a cop who he was struck by lightning and bitten by a king cobra. There's cool little things in the video, like the tracking goes off in and out.
So there's an action sequence, and it's obviously an action sequence that budget-wise they probably couldn't have done exactly how they wanted.
Or maybe that was the intent, though.
Maybe that was the intent, but whatever it was, it makes it. I think to most people who are watching, they're going to think, "Oh, this is a clever way to get around budget constraints." So during like certain things, like the tracking goes out on it, like it would on a VCR tape,
sure.
which is funny. What I was going to say is when I started it, it just hits you so hard with so many 80s references.
Everything.
I felt like I was
Converse shoes.
I honestly felt like I was gonna get fatigued by it within the first 10 minutes. But as the movie went on, I just, it was fun. I liked it. I don't know how many times I'd go back to watch it. I don't know that there's really anything more than the skin deep what you get, but it was fun to watch.
I think it was interesting that they could have went totally just, okay, this is straight 80s action, but they went over the top with stuff. Like you have spoilers, Triceracop. So you think they're going to stay, obviously it's over the top when you're fighting a robot arcade unit. So it's interesting they went in that direction where we want to do 80s, but we'll take it so over the top that you wouldn't even see this in an 80s movie.
Well, but see, this is the thing. To me, okay, Triceracop was crazy and over the top, but all the other dinosaurs, do you remember how huge dinosaurs were in the 80s? Like, to me, that was just more part of it.
Were they in a lot of movies, though? In the 80s?
I don't know if they were in a lot of movies, but I'm just talking like the rampant popularity of dinosaurs and stuff like that.
Even before Jurassic Park.
Yeah, even before Jurassic Park. I just felt like that was also kind of a nod to things that were huge back then.
This raised $630,000. I think the goal was if it hit $1 million, it would have been feature length or something. Like they would have went for like a 90-minute one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but they hit. I think originally they hit a few of their goals. So there's a few anachronistic things that bother me just from since I write, so like the Power Glove is not mid 80s obviously.
No.
And then there was a Viagra joke by the over the top cliche police chief yelling at Kung Fury. That Viagra in 85, they could have went in a different direction than that joke. Other than that, though, like I said, it was very entertaining.
The Hacker was great.
The Hacker Man.
Yeah, Hacker
Did you
Man.
recognize all the computers?
Yeah.
Was like a VIC 20 or something? Was one of them?
There was a lot of shit.
Was there a Sinclair there?
There was a Sinclair.
Was a Sinclair?
Yes.
Yeah, just all like the like graph neon like grids.
I
of the
love
computer,
that part
and that's
too.
totally 80s.
Yes.
I think it goes back to Tron.
Mm-hmm.
So he was good. The gruff voice of Kung Fury was good. The green. This is a shot mostly green screen. It's probably like 95% green screen.
But he even says, the director and the guy who stars as Kung Fury says that the majority of the film is green screen.
So great job. The other cool part about this, like I said, the soundtrack's amazing. I think some are actually songs that are out in the 80s, but whoever did the synthesized soundtrack, I got to look it up. It was incredible. But I was going to say, if you watch this, it's actually, I think, better not to watch it in HD. This was shot in a way that they did something, I think, to soften it, to sort of soften the look, to sort of pull off that sort of even below standard definition 80s VHS. Go on YouTube, and if you watched it before, don't watch it in 780p. Watch it in 480 or even 360. It looks better because I think that's the way it was intended to look, like this was, produced in the 80s and put on a VHS tape. So you have Thor showing up, not the Thor from Avengers, but the Thor, God of Thunder, and you have Viking babes, and you have Hitler, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, don't take it too seriously. This guy's very talented. I want to see what he does next. If it's a sequel to this, or he does something else. Good job, great job. Any last words on Kung Fury?
I was trying to look up who did the
soundtrack.
The 7-inch. Yep, it is people. So the 7-inch record pressed on shiny red vinyl. That's coming out includes the Hoff Spectacular tune as well as songs by Mitch Murder and Highway Superstar. So it's definitely people that I would have expected to do this soundtrack.
So they're all newer.
Yeah, a lot of them are newer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Hoff, he does the closing credit song, and it's actually an outstanding song.
No, it's pretty damn good.
I know people get on Hasselhoff for singing. He actually has a pretty decent singing voice, if not good.
I loved that.
And it's called Survivor. And it's gotten, I think, more views than the it's got 13 million views at this point. And True Survivor, that's and I want to put it on my iPod and rock it at the gym. I swear to God, the song is like, again, like with the soundtrack, the song doesn't sound like it was made to sound like the 80s. It sounds like an 80s song. I don't know how what the producer did to pull it off, but it doesn't try too hard to sound 80s. It just sounds 80s.
I'm guessing it would be
with the drum machines and the synths, and Hasselhoff rocking it in front of a Lamborghini in the video.
I'm guessing it would probably be whoever produced it would probably be someone on the soundtrack, and Mitch Murder can hit that stuff pitch perfect. So,
well, go check out Kung Fury. It's this stuff. I'm glad that there's Kickstarter and YouTube for this stuff to come out, because obviously you wouldn't see this on TV or in a movie theater.